Right, so it was a great day for the kids to get out there in the water. I saw that they had the water on out at Easton when I was out there too. So kind of getting back to those, those fun things to do.
Yeah, today a little more comfortable if you weren't in the water, but if you really want to have the kids cooling off, we have the heat in the future. It's that roller coaster ride that we get used to here in Central Ohio, especially in the summer months. So let's look at highs over the past week, because it wasn't all that long ago that we were sitting in the low 90s. And folks, you will see those kind of temperatures in your 10-day forecast in just a moment. But those temperatures have fallen to either side of 80 for highs since Friday of last week, and we will be in probably the low 80s once again tomorrow. So a stretch of days just slightly below average. Let's recap though the month of July, because even though we had some days that just felt like they were sweltering, the early part of July just after the 4th, and then a couple days over the last week, we end up having 6 above average days, 8 below average days, and 17 right around average. So overall, we weren't all that far off with where we should be for the month of July. Let me step out of the way though, because starting today, there is something new coming to you when we have some severe weather. Now, of course, we have very calm conditions today and heading into tomorrow, but you'll eventually see this. A destructive damage threat will now be activated as a wireless alert on smartphones in warned areas by the National Weather Service. So this is issued only for destructive warnings and not considerable or baseline severe thunderstorm warnings. What does that mean? Well, you'll start to see text in these severe thunderstorm warnings when we get to this threshold. So a baseline thunderstorm has about 58-mile-per-hour wind gusts and possible quarter-size hail. Considerable severe thunderstorms when it comes to the impact base, well, that's about 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts, but 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts could be destructive. That could be a straight line wind, not necessarily tornadic, and up to baseball-size hail. So that's something new that you might see kind of populating on your smartphone with the National Weather Service over the course of the next probably couple months, because we still have severe weather season ahead. August outlook shows that we could be slightly above average in the northeastern part of the state for the month of August, below average down into Texas. That's, of course, just kind of an average for the entire month, not a day-by-day forecast. And then as far as precip, we could end up seeing above average precip, which overall for the year we've been well below average, so we could add to that. It'd just be nice if it was paced a little bit better instead of these days where we just have a ton of rain and then a stretch of none. 66 degrees right now in Columbus, but we've dipped to 59 in Bucyrus. The rest of us in the 50s and 60s, so 59 in Caldwell, Lancaster, as cool as 55 in Chillicothe, 60 in Washington Courthouse. Live radar, pretty quiet out there here, and kind of the usual suspects down by the Gulf and over in the Rockies, some rain showers at this hour. So tonight, some patchy fog closer to the river, otherwise cooling off, 57 for your overnight low. Open those windows if you can. Tomorrow, 77 midday, 80 for the afternoon high. And as we look ahead to Wednesday, this is when we have a chance of something kind of bubbling up, especially as we get into the afternoon and evening hours. I'm going to stop the clock. There you go. 6, 7 o'clock is where we could have some isolated spotty showers. So not all of us will see that, but that's partially because humidity will be rising the middle of this week. So here's a look at your full forecast. I mentioned, I kind of previewed that we would have 90-degree temperatures in that forecast. Well, there you have it. Seasonable by Friday and Saturday. Back in the 90s by Sunday, heading into the early part of next week.